Whoops. I've already painted my shoes twice. All right, that Eugenio, he is fast. He's already been to the other job that I was supposed to meet him at, so. And come back around there. Yeah, that's amazing. All that dirt came out of that hole right there, huh? I saw a foot wiggle. You're gonna back a trailer up in here?
Hopefully not.
Keeps going up, that's all I know. I always like to try my luck at a little free throw, see how I do. My sport was not basketball, and show the one shot. Ooh, dang it. Okay, this is another stop on my day. I'm checking on the mega mansion that we're doing the remodel in, that Eugenio's been doing a ton of demo. The electricians have been here. We're almost at the stage what I'm calling getting all the rough ends in. We're updating, some of the plumbing, electrical. We're about ready to start putting the house back together. So I'm gonna walk through and make sure everything has been completed before we start that next stage. We must have removed the last bathroom. I see a porta potty here. Someone's throwing away some nice furniture. I should, probably the neighbors. It'd be too hard to get to, but when you have a dumpster in a neighborhood that's already occupied, it's amazing how the neighbors think it's their opportunity to dump their trash in. Pretty much everything in the kitchen's the same. I know we got all the can lighting where it needs to be. There is a couple of things I need to remove. I noticed the new owner does not like this little whoop-de-doo up there, so we're gonna pull that off. That same piece was over the kitchen sink, and you can see when I pull it off, I'm always concerned on what I have to deal with. So there was one there we removed, and it looks like I'm always concerned that the wood is the same that gets covered up, and it looks like it is. So the painters will have to do some magic sanding that down and getting the wood to match. The hard part, I'm pretty sure these are cherry wood cabinets, and with cherry wood, they continue to age and they get darker over time. So we'll just see how good the painters are to get that to match. So as we make our way from the kitchen into the back hallway, this was the pantry, and there was a small little cabinet right here. They wanted that out, so we've extended this wall to make the pantry a little bit bigger. So that's been done. We got the door framed in. Eugenio's been here tearing out columns. Remember, we had the real traditional looking columns. All those have been tore out, and we've reframed them square, and so there'll be some small little trim details, but we're staying away from the rounded. We're going back to square, and that's been done, that's been done. And I know the master bathroom has been a lot of work going on in there. We're able to get the painters in. We're back in the master bedroom. This had all different kinds of, had a texture on the wall. It was very expensive texture back in the day. So all that's been removed and painted, and already it's just brightened up this room. It was kind of a dark room before, and now it's really looking great. Well, you can see these dark colored walls. So they're painting all the trim. It's amazing what paint will do. That's an easy way to update your house, just paint some walls. So in the master bath, we've took out, if you remember, we had this glass block window that was dated. We went and ordered a new window. This is obscured glass. It does not open. It's a metal all the way around so it can get wet. So this will let light in the bathroom, but it's very private, and that's what the new homeowners wanted. We've tore out all the tile. We've replaced, this whole wall has been reframed. There was some signs of some wood rot or the woods was starting to fail. So we tore all that out and replaced it with all brand new. And Eugenio did all that. So now the plumbers can come in and start working their magic, completing some of the framing. I gotta find out, I'm pretty sure this wall continues to here. I gotta find out why they haven't done that, unless there was a meeting I missed with the interior designers. Then Eugenio has reframed the ceiling. It had a bunch of little curves in it. We squared everything up. And now this here is the wall for the vanities. It had a couple angles in it that sounded interesting. It's kind of served its time. Now we're squaring things back up again. So this wall is going to look like this here. We've got this framed all the way around. So this will all be drywalled, and it'll look like the vanity is recessed into the wall, and there'll be 3 mirrors, 4 sconces across it. So we have detailed drawings to this, but this was a drawing that we came up with. The detailed drawings could be made up. So this master's just about done and ready to put back together. Let's go downstairs and see what the media and the bar room looks like. I always like to try my luck at a little free throw, see how I do. My sport was not basketball, but since no one's looking, oh, I I hit the rim, that's 1 point. Have you guys seen my hook shot? Dang it. Can you just keep replaying this till I get it right and show the one shot? Ooh, dang it. Oh, I broke the garage door. Oops. I gotta get this. Dang it. First try. I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead. That's enough. Oh, by the way, remember I was telling you about the flooring I wanted to put in at Flair's house if you're staying up to speed? This is the plastic floor that we put down, and this is actually in a garage, so you can literally open up that door, drive a car in, use it for a garage, back it out, and it cleans right up. I gotta find the company that did this, because this floor is over 24 years old. Hello, Lucy. Wow, how come it's dark in here? What'd we hit?
Nothing.
Pay dirt? Look at that muck.
A little bit of groundwater. You know.
Wow. Yeah, so all that was in the island. Now this has to get over to the wall.
Yes, sir. So basically I gotta get in here, get this vent off of
Move there. But this is just groundwater. That's because we're so low. We're kind of really at the bottom of a creek down here.
Look out the back door.
There is a creek right there. It's just amazing how the water table, when you dig a hole and you're right in the middle of your basement. When we dug out this big hole, the homeowner's wondering why we had such a big hole for the plumbing, but this is stuff that it's kind of setting expectations. I need to kind of probably tell people more of what we're doing. To get the plumbing that's in the middle of the floor to the outside wall, there's no other way but to dig up this trench. Plus we have to get power from this wall back out to the island. So is it big enough? We got, all right. Well, we got a sump pump here that's been, using that, get it going. So what's interesting too, while you're talking, is that all these new homes, we're doing the PEX. This house is all copper.
To be honest with you, in Omaha, they do not allow you to run the PEX underground in Omaha yet.
But this whole house has copper all the way through.
Well, to be honest with you, this house built CPVC really wasn't a product.
Yeah.
It was PEX.
I'm not sure if I'm on board with the CPVC.
There's advantages and disadvantages to everything. If you look at the factory specs, you can put a good argument of why CPVC is better than PEX.
But then if you read too, that sometimes it's not good to have water going through plastic. That there's some chemicals, right?
Without an argument, copper is the best.
Copper is the best. So I have a lot of the viewers that are plumbers that watch. They're saying, why are you guys putting PEX in? One, it's a little bit of a cost savings. You know, quite a bit. I think, well, a house of this size would probably be $40,000. There's 9-10 bathrooms. But on other homes, so on my personal home, which you guys are starting on, having you do all copper. All copper on that one, okay? Anytime they try new products, it seems like, I don't know, they try it out a little bit on the consumer, and then later on down the road we go, that didn't work out so well. Kind of like the concrete roofs that were supposed to be bulletproof. The first hailstorm, all the concrete tiles broke.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and there was a major class action lawsuit. The company goes broke, and then us builders and homeowners are left with a terrible product roof. Now we're putting on plastic roofs that look like concrete tiles. So anyway, there's a couple of different ways to do it. Just depends on the budget. Yeah, that's amazing. All that dirt came out of that hole right there, huh?
Just a little baby hole. That doesn't look like a big hole.
It doesn't look like it's possible. You sure there's not a body underneath there? I saw a foot wiggle. You got to tear out this with Eugenio and reframe it, because it's got to be. We've gone this far tearing stuff out. So this media room looks awesome. Wayne's going to be putting in how big a screen are you putting in here? 143 inch. Wow, that is, and then it's going to be a projector.
Projector right here.
Up here, all right.
Yep. And
so
subwoofer over there.
Wayne's putting in a killer system, because this will be the ultimate party room downstairs. Huge screen there.
An 85-inch TV there.
85-inch over there.
85-inch TV here. 85-inch TV over here.
1, 2, 3 TVs, and then a monster
143-inch screen there.
100 foot. That's 12 foot.
Yeah.
12-foot screen.
Yep.
1 inch short of 12. We're gonna start wrapping this house up, putting it back together. So this is another one of these projects we're working on that hopefully we'll get this done. I don't know, if I say a time right now, the homeowner's gonna hold it to me, so I'm not gonna say a date right now. Wayne's gonna lock up this place. Still looking like a messy job site. That's just part of it. Hopefully we'll get some electrical finished up and get the plumbing moved, and we'll be ready to start putting this thing all back together. So I'll keep you guys posted. So one of the phone calls I had earlier, and I had to beep out some of the conversation. When do we want to get this big pig tub?
Get out there probably be honest with you, I wanted to go out there today, but I kind of got my son had his first communion
Okay.
on Sunday.
All right.
So I had to go up to school today and go to some breakfast and go to mass. So I kind of got.
That was Tyler, my potty mouth plumber. So as my kids were come to the job site with me, they would learn a whole new language from Tyler. Hey, Eugenio, you're at the wrong meeting. You're supposed to be at the other end of town. Are you all done?
I'm done.
You're done? Oh my gosh. What are you doing over here?
I'm gonna go finish the framing right there.
Oh, you gotta go down at the Y2K?
Yeah, what?
Oh, I was just there. I'm trying to think of what we, was there a car? Oh, okay. All right, I'll let you go. All right, that Eugenio, he is fast. He's already been to the other job that I was supposed to meet him at, so we'll see what kind of work he did. All right, so get my jacket on. What we're gonna do here today is these people are getting close to moving in and we're finally getting the grounds thawed out, but it's sand, so it's a lot more forgiving than dirt. There is no more frost. And what I have is we're going to drive a car, kind of lay out the driveway. Even though it's on a blueprint, it doesn't always work out. So what we like to do is have the homeowner, get in their car, if they don't have one, we use these big trucks, and just pretend like we're backing out of the garage and just kind of see where our tire tracks go. And that really will tell you where the driveway needs to go. So good rule of thumb is if you have a side load garage, when you're backing out, you would need a minimum of 28 feet from the garage door back. We like to go as much as 36 if all possible. That's ideal, but sometimes these lots aren't big enough for that. So at least 30 foot back, and then that gives you enough room to turn your car and get out. So we're gonna decide on if they want a circular drive, because we have a straight in garage and we have a side load. So they can spend a little extra money and add some concrete. It's very similar to what I have at my personal home. So let's get into this and see what they think. And then I gotta mark the curb. These curbs are sticking up, so we call it curb grind. I'll mark it and that will grind it down so you don't have a big bump going in your driveway. So that's another company that comes out and does the curb grind. So let's go see. I do say so a lot, don't I? So we're gonna start laying out the things and meet with the homeowners and hopefully get this all worked out. Did I say so again? All right, so, all right. I guess can't say that word, all right. There is another spam call. Let's go start laying out this driveway and find out if they're gonna do a circular driveway or just do one for the front load and one for the side load. I think the circular would look a lot better. Okay, 28 feet, that's 28. Let's go 30, see what that looks like. We have the front stoop. We already know there's concrete going right here. There's a couple of ways you can do this. You can just come right off the garage door or go about a foot over, which is nice. Not paint your shoes, because when you're coming in your garage, you're actually coming here. But when you're backing out, this is the real concern. We don't have a lot of room, so we don't want to hit the house. I think we'll either split the column. I don't know, we'll have to ask her. She wants to split it because then she could put a flower pot. We'll find out if she backs out of the garage and her tire crosses over that, then we'll know if we need to move this line over some. When you pull straight in, if you back out, she's gonna back this way and then make the turn. So she's got a small car, which helps. A lot of times if you use your truck or my truck, then we'll know. If a big truck works, any car will work. Let me try the 28 mark. I've already painted my shoes twice. It's only been 30 seconds. I think I'm getting away from myself. Good thing with sand, you can erase it really nice. All right, let me try to walk this thing. Let's do that 1 foot mark off this. This is how this would look good, because if you're backing out of that garage, you don't have to go back so far, then your tire will clear this. If this comes out too far, if you make this line come way out, then you got to continue backing your car out even farther, which makes a driveway. We don't want this front yard looking like a parking lot. Typically 5 foot is really nice. Right here, there's 5, show me 6. Maybe 6 is better. Oh, I was pulling the trigger. All right, a little operator error. This would make for a nice landscaping or in a berm or something. So here's this. This would go like this and come back around there. Since this garage doesn't get used that much, you can just go, I would just go right up to the door, because this is a little wider door. Did we get that changed yet? Did he frame that down? No. Mark, you want to pull me 12 foot? Sometimes 12 would be the minimum for the circular drive. You got a tape on you? I got a 35 footer. I was just gonna go right to here. Okay. 12's a minimum. God, it's sometimes too small. I think we should.
Although this is
just a little parking off to the side. It's not like it's, but we're a long ways from the street. And now This neighborhood too, when we pour the sidewalks, they're like 8 foot from the street.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Although these guys don't have sidewalks. I'm sure they're gonna make us do it. This guy snuck in the beginning, but so make sure, Efron will know, but it's not a standard. Most neighborhoods are 4 foot. Let's figure out where this curb cut would be. Let me see here, this is something like that would be the driveway, right? Bring this one up here. These homeowners are very organized and know what they want, which helps a lot. So, but it's always good to have them drive it, because again, a floor plan works out nice, but it's the real world is when it really makes sense. So let's get Andrea and get her out here and let her start test driving the driveway. Here's how the house lays. We'll turn it right into it. So the red is what you've drawn for your driveway. That's kind of your landscaping, right? So the trick is where we're standing is backing out of your garage. That's where we want to see a minimum, I've found, is 28 foot. 30's nice. But sometimes it gets a little bigger, it could work. I'm just trying to minimize all the concrete in your front yard. But having a little smaller entrance, what you're going to need to do is make this turn. So that's pretty close, almost similar to what I have at my personal home, because I have the same side load and a front load. And pulling this a little bit closer to the house kind of gets the cars hidden from the street. But you have a really nice big front yard because we pushed your house back closer to the lake. Let me finish painting a couple of these lines and then we'll have Andrea drive it. And another thing while you're here and we get ready to pour this back patio is, you guys tell us what additional concrete you want. Is that concrete or is that something else?
That was concrete. We just weren't sure how far that was
Far
going
out?
to push us over.
Yeah.
So we're
all right. Well, concrete's really fairly cheap. It's so much a square foot. I think it's I don't know, $350 or $4. I can't remember. It just what keeps going up. It's all I know. So let's lay it out. That's for your generator.
the pad for the generator.
Okay.
And then we're going to put a sidewalk around this
there.
side.
Okay. For when your guests come and they walk around to the back, yeah.
And then this one, she's just going to do like crushed something.
Like a nice another path.
Because she wants to put a bunch of landscaping and stuff around it.
All right. Well, good. Well, let's paint all these lines and figure this out. The big thing is getting your driveway functioning, so I need to know where the curb cut. I come in and we'll grind the curbs. This is pretty a given because it's straight in. And then we put little flares on this. So.
Yeah, and I think this distance back here probably depends like how far we push this thing in, right?
Right. If you push this in, then that goes with it. It's kind of directly related. So that, a lot of times we don't make this little apex right here stick too far out because it makes your driveway bigger back here because you can't get around it.
Yep, agreed.
All right.
Okay.
When we drive it with my truck and see, because then we have a big vehicle, get her keys. All right. Mark, you want to drive it?
No, you better drive.
I get a drive? Oh man, I've banged into stuff. I want to see if it's just me or the truck. I'll see if you can hit it. I'm gonna check out the porta potty office. All right, we're gonna do the real deal. I'm gonna have you pull like you're right in here, because the way we do it at my house, we had the same situation, but I think I'm a little, not this close. We always kind of pull our nose up to here, then we back up and then go in. So it's a little awkward close to the house. Yeah, this is gonna be one of those, you have to either back up this way to get in, but you'll come straight out. Yeah, you're good, you're clear. You wanna try to go in a little bit?
Yeah, probably gotta get the wheels straight.
Yeah. Whoops, maybe not. Okay, now just back up because we're in the sand and you're hitting your little rubber flap.
You got that.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. No, it was just you're good. So just keep backing up like you're gonna. I wouldn't even pay attention what you're doing. Just feel like you're gonna clear the garage. See, he went right to the 28 foot, but it's gonna be kind of nice. If you wanted to go, see his tire went to there. So, and he was able to make that turn. And the reason why he's able to make the turn is that we didn't have this coming out so far. It looks kind of cool to have it sticking out here, but you could never make the turn. So if you just have a little bit, you can see his tire went right here. This is nice, so it gives you a little sense of a landscaping right in here, softens it up. We went 6 foot off the wall to here. So you have, we can move this out more if you wanted to. You're gonna back a trailer up in here?
Hopefully not. I'm just saying.
Well, I do the same thing. I actually have an airboat that we pull out, and I'll drive it all and make the turn and park it in here. So I'll measure. That'll be a good sense. We can go to my house and check. If it's not 12, maybe it's no more than 14.
Okay,
but I could be wrong.
Say is like, what if
So all we're doing is just a couple more feet here. It's not much. There's that driveway straight in, and then you'll come straight in and make a turn. So hopefully your guests will park. You can get 2 cars in here out of the way. Yeah, you got a lot of extra area in the front, and sometimes like a berm, that helps. One thing I did tell Mark is your sidewalks in this neighborhood, for some reason, they're like 8 foot from the curb.
Oh, I did not account for that. Thanks for telling me that.
So you'll see they're farther away. Most neighborhoods in the city, for some reason, this town thinks you have to be a long ways away from the curb. I have no idea why. It used to be 4 foot. They double it. I'll look at the neighbors and see if they did that. This is the same neighborhood, but sometimes if somebody's, you can see how far it is in the neighbor there. It's 8 foot. You know why they do that? They think the plow pushing snow is going to push so much snow that it's going to be on the sidewalk.
Right.
Well, then you have people in this town don't even shovel their sidewalk, so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, yeah.
And we don't get snow anymore. Yeah.
That's right.
So that 28 worked. I would recommend 30, just that extra foot, because you're doing it kind of consciously. It's a subconscious thing once you get in there. Cut. Good. So now we've got the curb grinds set up where we have to have 2 cuts for this side, and that one's where they're going to be backing in their boat. We've driven their cars, so we had to get this cleaned up. We have pretty much a rough layout and a good idea of what they want. So now we'll bring Efron, our concrete guy back. He will grade it all, set up the forms, and then we'll test it one more time before we pour. Kind of like measure twice, drive it twice, pour once.